No Money But Dreams podcast is for those millennial dreamers.
who try to be in the top 1%.
It doesn't matter what we've achieved.
We wake up every morning with the mindset that we're still broke,
We welcome you on our journey in search of that home run.
which can change everything.
Everything?
Everything.
Welcome to another episode of the No Money But Dreams podcast, where we speak to entrepreneurs trying to build businesses in Dubai. Today we have Alain with us, who has just started his own startup called Deli Crew. Thank you for coming on to the show with us. And I've known you for a while, and it's a pleasure to have a chat actually recorded, because every time we do talk, we actually vibe off each other, and there's
Thank
a lot
you.
of value.
Thanks, Alex.
So tell us
happy to
about
be here.
Alain. Who are you and what's your mission?
Yep. First, thank you for having me on the show.
Sure.
And thank you for organizing this. Alain, I'm just a normal entrepreneur, or just started the entrepreneurship journey. I've been in the F&B business forever, and what I do is, currently I'm the founder of Deli Crew. What I do is I help restaurants really navigate the complexities of the ever-evolving delivery business today. And I'm just started that for 2 months now, and it's going great so far. Before that, I've been in the F&B world in general. Restaurants as a started as a waiter, moved my way as a restaurant manager, operations manager, and then regional role with a big company. And then moved to the delivery side of the business 6 years ago.
Dark side.
The dark side of the business, no, but it's really the good side, I think, because it shaped what the industry has become now today. And 6 years ago, that was with a role at Kitopi, and then moved to Reef Technology. And then latest, I was the general manager of food services at Talabat, handling more than 500 kitchens and driving more than 1 million monthly orders on delivery. And this is where I think the Deli Crew idea started to mature in my head, because I saw basically that there's a need in the market, and maybe we're gonna talk about it more, but this is where I am today.
And so you had been cooking up this idea of Deli Crew for how long before you had the kahunas to actually leave, the comfortable place of getting paid a salary in a big corporation where things are more certain, and then
So look,
take
man,
a
I
risk?
think I'm not gonna lie. It's very different, right? Leaving a very stable, very well-paid salary is not something that you can take directly. But the idea has been cooking in my head because it's not a dream that I got, right? It's a real realization that, all right, there's a certain gap somewhere, all right? Although today there's an abundance of tools and aggregators, the ecosystem has evolved a lot, but there is no one that I thought is making sense of everything and putting it. So I think Deli Crew today is the missing piece in that evolved puzzle of delivery. And this is how I saw it. It was not basically a dream that I got again. It's more of, all right, everything is happening, but there is something missing. And this something that is missing is being translated in Deli Crew. And I can explain to you for hours and hours about what is missing in here. But in a nutshell, the ecosystem has evolved. Today is very different from what it was 5 years ago, and surely from what it was 10 years ago, where people were picking up the phone and ordering food. So, and 5 years ago, restaurants were listing on those platforms and then just hoping for those orders to come. If the orders comes, perfect. If not, all right, no problem. Then pandemic came, things evolved, and then what I see here is that today, all of the smartest people in the world came and then worked with those aggregators that I was working with as well. I'm not saying that I'm the smartest in the world, but they built something that is really sustainable, really great from a customer perspective. So they provide choice, they provide convenience, they provide speed, they provide discounts, which also the customers love. And this is how things got from that side. But on the other side, which is on the restaurant side, there's an abundance of data, there's an abundance of tools, there's an abundance of technological advancement that the average restaurant manager, and I think you can relate because you own restaurants, you run restaurants.
For sure.
The average restaurant manager today that you get is not supposed to really be a data cruncher, a data scientist, to come and get those insights from every single thing that they're getting in order for them to really, all right, say that, okay, based on this history, tomorrow I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
It's so hard. And this is the realization that came to my head when I was working at Talabat. And I said, all right, I'm a restaurant guy at heart at the beginning. And I know what they feel from their end. And this is why I think Daily Crew had to be born in order to help restaurants bridge that gap. Today, aggregators are there to stay. The aggregators are doing a great job from a customer perspective. And the ecosystem needs someone to just bridge that gap to ensure that restaurants are speaking the aggregator language, and the aggregators are also speaking the restaurant language. They're not just throwing data in there and telling them, all right, bro, just go crunch that data and get the insights, and we're gonna do this.
How do you fit into sort of the tools and the software such as Revly and GrowDash? Like where do you fit in if I was to put you on like a chart?
Yeah, very good. So look, Revly, GrowDash are SaaS. They're softwares. They're software as a service. They're given to the restaurant. I use GrowDash, for example. I use any tool that the restaurant is having in there, but I use it on the behalf of restaurants. So today, those tools are tools that sit in the restaurant. They're very important tools to for you to segregate your data, to also aggregate everything that you want in there, from promotions to marketing tools, to also make sense from everything that's happening in one dashboard in one place, because it gets much more complicated to manage it from the vendor portals of Talabat alone, and from Deliveroo alone, and from Careem alone, and. So these are very important tools. I use them. But what I do as a service is I basically provide a done-for-you solution. All right. So I act as the extension of the restaurant team. I act as their, if you want, their delivery manager, the someone that is in-house that they get and make sense of all of those tools, such as GrowDash, Revly, or GrabTech, DeliveryAct, whenever it comes to integration. So I manage also that old tech stack. So today I don't replace those tools. No, on the contrary, I use those tools just to provide the service. However, what I really do today is I manage that entire delivery ecosystem at Daily Crew, and also what we do is we provide clarity into that all. So today, I'll give it to you in a nutshell. Instead of building that capability that Daily Crew is in-house, which is a must today for every single restaurant,
Yeah.
and it's gonna cost you lots of money, and talent is scarce, and for you to get that talent, even today, I tell you, 80% of the restaurants that are there, or the CEOs of those restaurant groups, don't know how to interview someone that can run their delivery. Imagine the gap.
Yeah.
So this is where, instead of coming and building that capability, you can work with Daily Crew. Daily Crew will do it for you on a fraction of the price. So that's what we do.
And so the problem that you're solving is basically inside a restaurant, there aren't people who have been optimized to take this data and make actionable decisions, which would benefit, I guess, maximizing profitability for the restaurants.
Makes sense, 100%. So what you said is in a nutshell, this is what we do. Profitability for a restaurant today on delivery has been an issue for a while. And I don't blame restaurants, I don't blame aggregators. It is the way it is, like aggregators, for them to make money, they need to do whatever they're doing. And restaurant, for them to make money as well, they need to be doing the right things and taking the right steps towards profitability. And it often gets cut in that chain or in that funnel. We get cut from a profitability perspective because the restaurants have the tendency to go into solutions that they don't believe in, but they think that, okay, that's the only way, such as discounting, for example. Restaurants try to go hard on discounting, but it's a hamster wheel. And we feel there's a lot of restaurants. I don't want to tell you 50, I'm sure it's more than 50, 60, 70% of the restaurants today that are on delivery. They're stuck on the hamster wheel. But I remember at a conference one day, the Simonida, my ex-colleague, who's the MD of Talabat, said something very, very important. She said that, all right, guys, you're coming and complaining. Someone from the crowd was complaining about the discounts that the Talabat does. Said like, all right, it's a tool that we have.
Yeah.
You don't have. You're not obliged to participate in it. And this is what I really liked about what she said in here, that all right, no one is obliging you to come and participate. It's your choice. And she told them, like, guys, please go know who you are as a brand and then come back to us, tell us this is who we are and what products that you have that can fit us. Because we have much more than discounts.
Yes.
We have first-time user discounts, we have a flash sale discount, but also we have a CPC that can come for visibility at no cost, but you just pay for that click, and. So there's a multitude of product, but restaurants need to know how to use it, when to use it. I'm telling you, like, you can participate in discounts sometimes, but you need to have a purpose from it. And that purpose from it is how you really turn it into something that is sustainable for you, and you use discounts to acquire customers, but then you nurture that relationship between you and the customers to get it at a certain stage that this customer really trusts you and orders from you with or without discount.
Yeah. I mean, even all across e-commerce and all, even like furniture shops, every furniture shop is on 50% discounts always. Consumers want discounts. That's how you get them to bring down the barrier of entry to actually try your product.
I agree.
But I think a lot of restaurants, they don't have a strategy. They just, oh, we don't have enough orders, put on a discount, orders come in, end of the month P&L, which obviously can't be generated like this. It's 15 or 20 days later from the end of the month. Oh crap, we didn't make any money.
Exactly.
The unit economics didn't work.
Exactly. And that's the hamster wheel that everyone is stuck in. I don't want to say everyone. There are some percentage of the restaurants that cracked the code. They knew, they built the capabilities and they built the learning. But I'll tell you, 80% are in that hamster wheel. And I'll tell you something as well. Aggregators don't like it.
Yeah, of
You know,
course.
because if there's a chance that the aggregators increase also their average order value, they're making also more money.
Exactly.
So aggregators don't like it, restaurants don't like it. Something is basically here going into panic mode. And this panic mode needs clarity. And I think this is what we're working hard at Daily Crew to solve with our clients currently.
From my perspective, you look at that, the aggregators want transaction value and the restaurants want profitability. But those kind of clash when you have tools like discounts and CPC and stuff like that. Where do you see the marriage of them coming together? Because you're saying that aggregators don't like the discounts as well. But from a restaurant perspective, you say, oh, they don't care. They're making the 30% off, even discounted or not discounted. So where do you think that kind of like clash between the restaurant and the aggregator lies?
I wouldn't call it a clash. I would call it, if you want, Alex, a gap, all right? And that gap happens when, as you said, aggregators, they want more transactions because at more transaction level, everything that they have in their ecosystem, in the aggregator ecosystem, is optimized. Say the riders are optimized, their utilization of the riders is to the maximum, peak hours when people are ordering are utilized to the maximum, etc. So yes, transaction is very important for there. And also there is a certain KPI, how many transactions are you taking from that big pie of all transactions between all and the aggregators that is there. Restaurants, yes, what they should care about at the end of the day is profitability. Long gone are the days where restaurants used to also care about transactions because valuations were crazy. Restaurants were trying to be, or tech-driven restaurants were trying
Order
to be
growth.
evaluated on order growth without really profitability. Those days are gone. This is 2, 3, 4 years ago, but today, we're gone. Every single restaurant that is operating wants profitability. So the gap in here is the relationship is not being treated as real partnership, right? Restaurants need aggregators, and this is a fact. Today, we tried a lot in the past to go and try restaurants to try to get orders on themselves on Instagram or direct ordering. So expensive. It's cheaper for you to go for an aggregator, 100%. So this is one. So aggregators need restaurant as well, and restaurant need aggregators. So that ecosystem has to be married. However, today, I don't see that restaurants also are taking this as a real partnership. This is where you need to go to the aggregator and telling them, all right, this is what I want. These are my goals. And in order for me to reach my goals, I need to do my part. and you need to do your part. And my part as a restaurant today is also not easy. I need to operate properly. You know, like restaurants want the stars, but they don't even shoot for being in the moon. They're basically not operating properly. They don't have good ratings, for example. I'm not saying about everyone, you know, like there's a lot of restaurants who care, but there's a lot of restaurants who want orders, but how are you getting those orders with a bad rating or with an inconsistent delay? Or they blame, for example, aggregators for canceling their orders or for delaying, but bro, your rider waiting time is above 10 minutes at each and every order that you're having. But, so it goes both ways. We need to be treating this as a real partnership where restaurant does their part and they should take what they deserve. Aggregators do their part and also they take what they deserve. And at the end of the day, we need to ensure that data is king here. It's not a charm. It's not that because I have a good relationship with that and that person, then they might give me a favor and then I will have more visibility. No, it's fully data. Your visibility as a restaurant on the aggregator is driven by the data that you are providing. So your inputs will dictate that output, and that output is what's feeding the algorithm. And that algorithm, if you treat it properly and you treat it nicely, is gonna treat you well. You're gonna have more visibility. Customers are gonna order from you. You're gonna have more repeat customers. Your conversion rates are better. Everything can get clearer.
So if I'm a customer now, let's say Burger 28 wants to onboard with Deli Crew, what would be the process? How's the pricing structure? How did you come up with the pricing structure, etc.?
Good. So today, we agree on that, and I'll tell you, this is how our timeline is going. We go on a kickoff call, and that kickoff call marks the day one. From there, we go into a couple of weeks of really studying your data, collecting everything that you have. It takes us 10 to 14 days, usually, to do everything and learn everything about you. And then on week 3, this is what we call it the takeover week. So we take over your business and we take over your digital grind from there. And from there, we start applying our proven methodology that we look at your menus, we look at your description, we look at your images, we look at your sections, etc. And then we do that cleanup as there. And this basically gives us a certain quick win that we can start showing you and there, like whenever we do this revamp, and you've been there, we've done it together, I think, previously. This gives us a better visibility on the menu, a better conversion on the menu. And then from there, I think we will go into the real actions. So when to spend on CPC, how to spend on CPC, how we optimize it. I'm not saying here that we're going to reduce your budget from CPC, but eventually we're going to get better conversion that's going to lead to better ROI on your every dollar spent on advertising. And then we're going to have every single, if you want, piece of the puzzle in check, all right? So everything has to do with the visibility, to the ROAS of the CPCs, smart ad spending of the day parts, what are the discounting or promotion tactics that we're gonna follow, and then we take it. Think about it as an agency today, like agencies are doing your social media. There is agencies that does your Instagram, your TikTok. We're at the agency that does your Talabat, your Deliveroo, your Careem. And we take all of it from you, and then we deliver the results that we have.
And what kind of KPI are you working towards? Like, what do you try and obviously you can't promise, something 100% certainty, but if you're sitting in front of a customer, what kind of KPI would you like to present to them that you're looking to achieve?
Great question, Alex. I think we should be working with KPIs, and we promise KPIs. I don't promise exact numbers because every restaurant has its own baseline, and from that baseline we go into improvement. However, whatever we push ourselves to achieve is achievement in increased number of orders, achievement in increased conversion rates. We have better ROAS on the ads, and then we have an improvement in average order values. Now, these are the 4 outputs that we try to reach. And then, in order for us to reach those outputs, we have all the inputs that are better menu, better conversions, better visibility on there. So we promise also 40% increase of visibility, or we try to reach 40% increase in visibility. This is basically by having tactics and broader strategies that trigger the visibility metrics. You know, like the organic visibility from the aggregator by fixing operations, the visibility coming from CPCs, the visibility coming from being visible on promotions, the collections that we are participating in proactively with the aggregators and. So this is how we have a holistic approach on all of that. Telling you also from a price perspective, because you asked about it. The price is set on a brand and then branch level, like every single basically relationship between a certain agency and restaurant or any business in general, is how much time we're putting on that, and then how much effort we're putting on that. And then accordingly, I can tell you today, depends on the size of the enterprise. If you're 2 branches, 3 branches, or 5 branches, 8 branches, 10 branches is different as well. But it's at fraction of the price of getting someone in-house that goes with a proven methodology and a proven tactics that are gonna work, number one. Number two is that without the trial and error and losing money or losing opportunity costs at that.
Have you thought about the business that you want to build? Like, how big is that business? How many people do you want to employ? And how are you thinking about that as you're creating this business? Because you said 2 months, correct?
Correct. 2 months. 2 months started with clients. Like, started to have it before than 2 months. Like, building was
Ideation
taking
phase.
more than 2 months. You know, like to get everything legal, to get everything off the ground. However, we're now for 2.5 months working with clients. So the business, look, I think the sky is the limit for that type of business because, as I told you, it's the missing piece of the puzzle in here. And this is something that I believe and I foresee that every single restaurant is going to have sooner or later.
An outsourced data guy, basically.
Exactly, like that, the outsourced data guy, the digital grind that restaurants are not supposed to or don't want to say I'm not supposed, but restaurants today, really, they should focus on their food. They should focus on their customer service, because as a restaurateur, I don't want them to lose that essence. I would love to go and see a chef that is behind his counter, smiling, seeing customers, but also proud that he nailed his delivery metrics.
Yes.
But should he really go and do the insights of that delivery metrics and that losing what recipe or what improvement in the recipe he needs to do, or what new menu is gonna have for the next fall season? You get what I mean?
Yeah.
There are people who should do that, and people who should really drive the digital grind so they can drive better orders, so that chef can have more passion in there. So restaurants should keep their passion. Restaurant managers should keep the real customer service. They should treat riders of the delivery in a nice way as well. But at the same time, I don't think they need to go into that full grind. And I repeat the word grind in here because I know, you know for a fact how hard it is today to really consistently drive profitable orders on delivery. Restaurants today are losing money or leaving money on the table with each and every delivery order that is delivered. And this has to change, and Daily Crew is here to come and change that.
Yeah, it's really become like a percentage game. Like if you can get 2% or 3% that goes straight to your bottom line.
Exactly.
And not being able to optimize that. And I think a lot of people in the restaurant industry, they don't realize that every good company needs to focus on their product. Like you need to be 100% focused on your product. And now there's the operational metrics, right? Because you can do whatever you want on the aggregator, but if I'm cooking the food too slow, or if I'm not thinking about how to make the operation better, then the metrics on your side are also going to be terrible.
Exactly. And
So
this is what I
those are
wanted to tell you. Like, I cannot do it alone, right?
Exactly.
Like, I come here as an extension of the team of the restaurant, but we need to also work with the restaurant as a team. Like the ops team on the restaurant, or the kitchen team and the restaurant manager should have a full buy-in in there. They should believe that, yes, our inputs are really gonna drive the all the metrics of the delivery. Otherwise, I'm playing alone online, but offline things are happening in a different way, and we cannot drive it. That algorithm captures each and every aspect, and most importantly is the operation. We cannot make the riders wait. We cannot prep time, having a big prep time. We cannot have bad rating. We cannot have cold food. We cannot have missing items. We cannot have offline rates
There's
on
just
there.
so many moving
Yeah,
parts, man.
like
When you go down the list, it's unbelievable.
so
How do you think robotics are going to play into restaurants of the future?
so look. Okay, let me tell you how.
Sorry, I just
Okay, no, no,
curveballed
no.
it.
Let me tell you my philosophy in here. I don't want robotics to play in the restaurant. Like as a restaurateur, I don't want to be served by a robot, right? I don't want, like, if I'm going to have dinner with you or with a loved one, I don't want basically to be on a date with my wife and then a robot coming and giving me food. The last thing I want, or my coffee being prepared with that robotic coffee. But I think AI is going to play a lot in here. And this is everything that is due with the background. So what I call today in the non-invasive technology, all right? Think about everything has to do with, when in your dining area, everything has to do with sensors that you don't feel, you don't touch, all right? And they're not interfering with your experience as dining experience. But these sensors really collect your data from a voice, see the vibes in your restaurant, changes the music accordingly, reduces the noise or increases the volume of the music based on the noise that is there, see the vibes and the faces of the people, they're happy, they're not happy, put some scents in there to increase the salad sales. If you put some, basil scent, but if you put some creme brulee scent, you will increase dessert sales. These are stuff that are happening in there and today in the world at the very beginning, but I think these are gonna take a bit. And all of the analysis of that data from an AI perspective, giving people more insights, and companies such as Delivery being powered by those things. I'm not gonna sell tech. I'm not gonna sell SaaS to restaurants, but I'm gonna use that in order for me to have a better, more efficient business. And this is how I'm gonna aggregate all of that list of data that we have just spoke about, and then provide better insights. But my job here is to make sense of all of that data and provide really actionable insights to restaurants. And this is how I would like it to be. Surely, I don't want robots coming between my feet and giving me food.
And how are you building the company so that it can take advantage of AI? Like, what are you thinking about? Are you siloing the data? Are you making sure, how are you building?
So today we have.
That will be relevant.
I started working. I don't have it fully optimized yet, but I started working with an in-house team on having AI agents that will help my job and my people's job as well to be easier. So we're putting all of the processes that we're doing now manually with our clients and putting them in sheets and feeding it to that AI agent. So later on, what I really want is that, okay, I have Burger 28. Burger 28 is in those 3, 4, 5 locations, and we take the data of that location, we put it in that AI agent, and it gives me those quick wins immediately. So instead of going into also A/B testing, I will go that a burger restaurant that is in Business Bay and it has an average check of 65 dirhams. And this is the history and this is the rating. This is the first things that you go fix from a menu perspective. These are the first things that you go and fix from an operation perspective. And I need to work with you to improve your prep time from, let's say, I'm saying anything, 12 minutes to 8 minutes. Your rider waiting time from 7 minutes to 4 minutes, and in order for us to really have a quick win that is going to be visible in the next 30 to 45 days. From there, we take this as a baseline and then we move it. So all of those now is being done manual, but what we're doing, when we're doing it manually, we're really documenting each and every aspect of it so we can put it on those AI agents and they can help our life become easier.
And do you think that's going to allow you to have a leaner structure in your company?
Leaner structure, higher or faster SLAs, faster actions. So today, if my client needs to work to see results in 60 days, surely we're going to see it in 45 days. And surely we're going to see it eventually in 30 days because we're going to be faster implementing. And it's going to help us also, not because today, as you said, Alex, I think talent is super hard, right? Getting the right talent is super hard. So instead of chasing 10, 12 talented people, I can live with 6 and plus AI agents. And I'm not saying that AI agents will replace people. No, they're just gonna provide faster thinking to the already great people that we have, and we build on that.
Do you have any competitors right now?
Currently, we're the world's first agency that is doing that, and I think eventually people will come into that play, and I encourage basically that coming, because I believe the more we raise awareness of that, the more restaurants are going to get profitable at certain stages. I just don't want, people who can come and then take advantage of the restaurant. I think also my deep inside, I know today the ecosystem has evolved, yes, but also the structure from a financial perspective on restaurant is heavy. Today also, I ask myself, like, is this restaurant really capable of paying me what they need to pay me for my services? And this is something that came to my head, right? And the answer is, in my case, yes, because I've been there, I've done that, I know how I'm gonna help them, and I have a proven methodology. But and I asked myself also, like, what if I don't do it? What's the cost for the restaurant? Like, if you're a restaurant and you're already struggling, or you're not making enough money, you're profitable but not enough for you to really give it all of that time, then all right, what's worth it? Staying without it or giving it a shot to increase? But I don't want this industry to become something that, like what happened maybe 12, 15 years ago, when agencies of social media started to come, and someone who knows how to use Instagram told you, I'm an agency, and then he started to just make videos that you don't really need, And this is how I think there should be a good evolving phase of that industry. But we're just at the beginning.
But how are you thinking of building like a defensible moat so someone can't come in and just undercut your price?
It's not about
besides
price.
The relationship with you, obviously.
Exactly. I think it's about the results. Today, we are confident we can get the results, and that those results are gonna be. And we don't work with anyone. Like, also, we want to be as clear as possible. I'm not here collecting brands so I can put on a logo. Go to my website. There's no logos. All right. And it's not about that. It's about really giving the results to those. And I think the results will speak. Number one. Number two, the barriers for entry are not very high, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Personally, I have the pedigree, if you want, being at Talabat, being at Reef, being at Kitopi prior to that, and also starting the delivery business at Azadiyah, where we were super proud back then to say, no, if you want Pole, you come to Pole, eat at Pole.
Yeah.
But
Did
no,
that change?
we started that in 2017, I guess, where I think Deliveroo did not open yet in the country, right? There was only Talabat, maybe Uber Eats was there before they moved to Careem. So it was very early days of that business. And I have the pedigree, but there's a lot of people also who've been doing it. It's about getting the results. It's about really getting the right team on board. It's about getting the right processes in place for you to deliver. And it's a delivery game at the end. I wouldn't survive if I'm not delivering. And whomever is coming, if they gonna, sorry for the word, bullshit restaurants with another story, restaurants don't want to hear it. They can't hear it.
They can't
afford to hear it. Yeah. Exactly.
But do you feel that it's a risk that kind of your what's being sold, your pedigree, your knowledge, and all of that, like you can't necessarily scale that as fast as something else? Or how are you thinking about that?
So this is a great one, and also it's crossed my mind, and this is why I'm working now on institutionalizing every single process that I do. So I have now 2 team members with me that we're taking clients, and I'm spending at least 8 hours a day with each and every one of them, or with both of them together. Why we're doing that is basically I don't want to be the one holding the knowledge. I want to be the one who's holding the insight and running the company. But I want to ensure that also this knowledge is being transferred to the team, my team, but also to the restaurants. Because as I told you, we're one circle with the restaurants. Ourselves alone cannot really do the full job without the restaurants. So we want to transfer that whole knowledge. All right, I have the knowledge currently, but with the AI agents that we're building, with the technology that we're building, the systems that we have in space, the SOPs that we're creating, and the team that we're getting on board, I think this is gonna be sooner or later I'm gonna be running the company, but I'm not gonna be the one who's really putting the finger on each and every pulse. But also, I want to ensure that I'm developing myself and I'm always ahead of what are the algorithm changes that are happening. I'm ahead of what changes are happening on a global level in order for us to bring that innovation also to the restaurant partners that we're working with.
What would you say has been the biggest challenge so far of trying to start your own business?
So this is regardless of the delivery space or not. Like I think the biggest challenge is there's no one telling you what to do. Also, it's a blessing because there's no one telling you what to do. But also being in corporate forever and moving to entrepreneurship, that was, I think, the biggest difference, if you want. I need to figure it out. It gets lonely. Sometimes you doubt yourself because you went on a call and that guy basically was not really buying that idea properly, but he booked that call. But then at the end, some people trying to discount you as well for something that makes sense or give me a result and I will pay you. No, bro, I'm gonna put some time in there. So those are things that are basically, you think about, but you think when you're starting, it's gonna be easier on that flow. But I'll tell you also, the upside in here is huge. I can see it, I can feel it. Since I announced Daily Crew until today, I think I did more than 20 inbound calls, and I announced maybe 2 weeks ago. Okay, I've been doing that for 2 months without really big announcement. But when I announced until now, inbound calls, people coming to LinkedIn, booking me on LinkedIn, and without me trying to do an effort. So I know for a fact when I do sales efforts, I'm gonna get much more, and the upside is huge. So this is how I look at it. But the hardest part is really doing everything yourself, trying to get the team without an office, to believe in this and coming to do it. Number one. Also, I think one of the hardest things that I really feeling is loneliness. I used to be there. You used to see me. I had maybe a team of more than 100 people regionally, 50 right in front of me in that big room. I know I'm someone who works with teams. I can mobilize teams. And today it's, like starting alone. Now I have people around me, but still things need to move slowly. But I think this is also part of the process.
And what are your key insights in when you're trying to hire the right person? You said that finding talent is really difficult, which I completely agree with. What kind of insights could you give people?
So look, also this is something that I saw different also from being in corporate. Like also in being in corporate, you need to hire the good people. You need to hire the people that you want to go. Like for me, if I want to hire someone, whatever it is, it's in my company, or if I'm at a corporate, a manager, I'm the hiring manager, I need to hire someone that I can go for a coffee with, that I can go for lunch with, I can go for a drink with. It's someone really that I want to spend time with. It's not someone that, all right, he's smart, or she's smart, but I can't stand him or her. Like this is something very key for me. But most importantly, I need to see passion. All right. If you don't believe in what you're doing, and if you're not passionate about it, you're not ever gonna be able to do it. And look, I'm not gonna also be lying here and tell you no, they need to believe in the story. People want their money. All right. We're all working for that, right? I'm building something for me. Yes, I'm building something that also fits a puzzle in the ecosystem, but I'm building it also to make money. All right. And restaurants need to make money. Aggregators need to make money. Everyone needs to make money. All right. But it's not enough to hire someone, all right? I need to ensure that I'm paying them whatever they deserve, 100%. But for me, I need someone to believe in the story. I need someone to bring passion. But also, most importantly, they need to be self-starters. I don't need to supervise them a lot. So I'm hiring people that I trust, that I know. Currently, whomever I'm hiring someone that I know. Because I'm very early stages. But more and more, I think the main traits are passion, accountability, and then they need to have that drive themselves, and then someone that I can go hang out with.
How was that feeling of getting the first customer? Like validating?
Oh man, like I finished that meeting in the car, went back to the parking, and like it was amazing. And it wasn't hard to do. Like I wish it was a bit harder, maybe. Because now I'm facing okay.
That's the worst, man, when it's a bit easy and then you're like, oh.
Exactly. It wasn't that hard at the beginning. The second one also, took me a bit more to convince, but it wasn't so hard. And then today I'm at 8 clients. All right.
Okay.
But now scaling from the 8 clients, I think it's also more selective for me, right? Because I have that capacity, and I need to ensure that whomever I'm getting on board is someone also that I can give the results, so I can get more people on board. So this is where I'm being selective with who I take. There's a lot of conversations that I had in the past couple of weeks since I announced, because there's an influx of inbound.
Yes.
That, all right, no, please give me some data that I can analyze before I take you on.
Yeah, whether I want to work with you.
Exactly. And this is why, okay, I'm not telling you it's hard just because of hard, because also I'm taking myself the hard decisions to see if I want to help or I want to work with that, or it makes sense for me to work with that restaurant or not yet.
And have you thought about what your capacity is?
Yes.
Like how many customers you want to have?
It's linear, right? The capacity, it can go to hundreds. Like, do I want to go to hundreds today?
What do you want? Yeah.
Exactly. Today, I want to go into a mid-size agency, all right? I'm not going to say boutique agency and I'll take 10 clients and there, because I'd rather go back to my big salary prior, right? So I want to be a mid-size agency that can service up to 30 clients, but service them properly. And I have a team of 10 people. This includes data scientists, includes menu engineers, includes someone from a culinary background, includes a marketing specialist, includes that, plus account managers that handling, or account directors that are handling the accounts. I have currently, for example, a chain of 25 branches. So I'm putting someone senior on that. And my time is very much involved in that. I have chains that are into 8 and 10. Under the same umbrella of a company, a chain that has 8 branches, a chain that has 10 branches. Those also are taking a lot of my time. Some smaller ones that need more push, right? The smaller ones that I have, like 2, or I have one with 2, one with 3 branches, those are basically putting someone more junior to handle the account on day-to-day, but also I'm very involved. But this is the current stage. As we grow, it's linear. The more I sign brands, the more we're gonna get people to service them, and we're gonna more go into that structure of data scientist, menu scientist in there, or menu engineering professional, marketing agent, and then we're gonna have a full ecosystem that is servicing those brands.
And how did you get the money to start? Did you fund it yourself, friends and family?
It's self-funded there. I've been lucky to have some savings that I did from my corporate jobs. And yeah, I fund it myself currently. And it's going to stay that way currently, because I don't want that pressure of having investors on there and then start to do full steps, because I'm under the pressure of increasing revenue, right? My commitment here to myself and also to my clients is that what I want to do is I want to ensure that I'm delivering the results and I'm taking the clients that I can service, and I want to provide them the best service ever.
Yeah.
More than that, I think if I get this pressure, yes, maybe I can scale faster, maybe I can employ more today, but I'm putting the time myself in order for me not to fall into the trap of having someone investor and then 2-3 months down the line, all right, where is the money? Where is your growth? Where is that? Quarterly business reviews. I've been there. I've done that. And I don't want to go there.
Honestly, constraints actually forces you to think outside of the box and to make those tough decisions that actually bring the organic growth back to you.
100%.
It's like similar when you saw DeepSeek versus ChatGPT. They had a lesser budget, but they figured out some way which ChatGPT flush with cash, they're not even thinking about it because they feel too comfortable.
There's a lot of cash in there.
Yeah.
And I think today, like, I wouldn't be touching AI agents if I had, or AI agents if I had basically the people in there. All
It's a necessity.
So now I'm really putting a lot of time, and it's all new language to me. I'm not an AI guy, right? Or I've been in the tech companies for the past 6 years, but it's not my forte. My forte is managing people, managing algorithms from data, okay, but I'm not an AI guy.
Yeah.
So also the conversation is all new to me, but I'm learning it, and I'm trying to also feed it with the right insights in order for me to get the right output. But if I had, the money today to go and hire 10 of the smartest people from there, maybe I wouldn't have put the time in here, and my time would have been put on building those decks for my investors, which I don't really need. I
Exactly.
don't want to build a deck for anyone today, but my restaurant to tell them what is the result that I'm getting you. So.
And what's been your customer acquisition strategy so far, and what's worked the best?
So look, I think something that I have overlooked, and I regret overlooking for a while. You know, like when we used to meet, me and you used to tell me how much this is important, building your personal brand. You're active on LinkedIn, you're active on Instagram, you're active on TikTok, you're active everywhere. And for me, no, I was prior. All right, I had a very good role. I'm a GM at Talabat, etc. And I don't really need to build an Instagram following. So I'm not telling you today I'm building Instagram, but I started building my voice and my presence on LinkedIn. And man, this thing is great. Like everything that I got today is either from personal connections, but most importantly, I think I got 2 clients currently from personal connections. All right, but the 6 that I have other than that are all inbounds coming from LinkedIn. People who saw me on LinkedIn posting, educating, and I'm really posting good content on there. People are interacting. I have a very good audience, and people are just coming, telling me, "All right, you're talking about that," and people are reading. Man, you can't imagine. People read. People read LinkedIn, even if they don't like, even if they don't interact. And I'm not after the like and interaction. I know, and I measure impressions.
Yes.
And this is where I know that this is a post that really kicked in with the people or not. And if people are reading, and I know from the conversations people are reading, this is amazing. So people want to be educated on that. And I think building my brand on LinkedIn has really paid off. And I'm still at the beginning in that. And I think building personal brands, this is what the era is. Like what we're doing today is basically we're educating people on stuff, and we're building trust with people. And I think as well, companies need to move into that. They need to move from being a logo to being people, and people buy from people.
Yeah.
And I think this is something that I'm glad I'm doing. I wish I did earlier. I wish I
never
listened to
too
you
late.
back then, Alex.
Have you calculated your impressions to conversion? Have you thought about that?
No, not that
You should,
advanced. I
you should think
All
about
right.
it. Why not? That would be interesting. Like, how many impressions did it take to land 6 clients or something like that?
Okay, good.
Like
Yeah.
that conversion
All right.
ratio could be so
From
exciting.
that, like I'm handling conversion from meeting to client.
Of course.
All
yeah.
right. This is
Imagine
the
impression to meeting, meeting to client.
All right. I'm gonna do that. Like
That could
that's
be
that's
cool.
a good tip. Yeah. What other tips you can give me from the
I
online
can't
world?
give
I'm
you
new
all
to
of
that.
them, man. I can't give you all of them at once.
For free.
Yeah, for free. Book a discovery call, then I'll help you with it. And how is it opening a company in Dubai?
So look, man, I think, all right, we hear it, we know it, but Dubai is the land of opportunities, I would call it. Like, I've been good places in the world, but, opening a company in Dubai was so easy, was so straight to the point. The processes are there, everything is there, you know what to do. There is millions of agencies that will help you do it. Like if you pick up the phone or you go on Google today, say opening a company, you're gonna start seeing ads, people are gonna start contacting you, you're gonna go and do it, right? This is easy. Number 2 is that what you do in here, like other from the legal aspect, I think the ecosystem of Dubai, man, gives you that that you know what, everybody wants to do it. People want to make it happen in here.
Yeah.
And people respect that you also trying to make it happen. People mean business. You can have meaningful conversations in Dubai with people that wanna either work with you or work for you, or work or create something together, collaborate like we're doing today. Basically, we reached out to each other. All right, let's film this, and yeah, this is the beauty of Dubai. It really gives me a kick, where every time I wake up in the morning, where I say, you know what, I'm happy to be here. I'm really fortunate to be here, and my kids call it home. And all right, I miss home for sure. But today, this is home, and this is home for the next foreseeable future. So I love it, and I think I tell everyone today, here or abroad, if you have a certain idea and you studied it well, you really want to make it happen. It's not easy. It's not a walk in the park. As I said before, you need to take the right steps, but Dubai is the place to do it.
For sure. Well, it was a pleasure to have you on the show, Alain, and wish you all the
Alex,
best.
thank you for having me.
And I might book
really
that
enjoyed.
discovery call.
Let's do it.
Done.
Let's do it.
Awesome. Thank you, man.
Thanks, man.